Welcome to Missing Persons Case Files, a place where the gone are not the forgotten. What's happening in the forests of North America? How are so many people disappearing only to have their remains found much later, or in many cases, not at all? Are the predators to blame? Giant hair-covered beasts? Or even more terrifying, us as humans? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's neither. These are just a few of the questions we'll look to uncover here on the Missing Persons Case Files. Frederik Valentich. On October 21st, 1978, Australian-born pilot Frederik Valentich was flying the 125-mile route from Melbourne to King Island. The short flight should not have been any issue, as weather was good and his plane was in full working order. Frederik would not make it to King Island, however, because not long into his flight, he seemingly dropped off the face of the earth. That in itself is a mystery, but what makes this case stand out is the final transmission Frederik sent to air control right before he vanished. His message was very frantic. He said something was following him, something not of this world. At 20 years old, Frederik was not the best nor the most experienced pilot, but he did have 150 hours of in-flight training as well as a Class 4 instrument rating. He also did have his pilot's license. His goal was to become a commercial airline pilot, but it wasn't working out. He ended up failing his exam on 5 different occasions. In the short amount of time he had been flying, he had already received 3 separate citations. On this trip, he was flying a single-engine plane directly over the vast strait on his way to King Island. At first, things appeared to be going well. He was making good time, and the weather was cooperating. Things were about to change, though. As the sun began to go down, something strange emerged near his plane. He began to radio in to Melbourne's air flight service. The conversation was recorded and transcribed, and is one of the most chilling things you will ever read. Strangely enough, the actual recording has seemed to vanish. It was available at one time online, and those that heard it can attest to how terrifying it actually was. We obviously can't listen to the original, but we do have the transcriptions, so we know exactly what was said. Over time, people have actually acted out these transcriptions. Here is one of those.
This is Delta Sierra Juliet. Is there any known traffic below 5,000 feet?
No known traffic.
Seems to be a large aircraft below 5,000 feet.
What type of aircraft is it?
I cannot confirm. It's 4 bright, seems to be like landing lights. The aircraft has just passed over me at least 1,000 feet above. Is there any Air Force aircraft in the vicinity?
No known aircraft in the vicinity.
Seems to be playing some sort of game. He's flying over me. Delta Sierra Juliet. It's not an aircraft.
Can you describe the aircraft?
As it's flying past, it's a long shape. Cannot identify it. It has such speed. It's before me right now, Melbourne.
How large would the object be?
Seems like it's stationary. What it's doing right now is orbiting. The thing is just orbiting on top of me. It's also got a green light and a sort of metallic, like, it's shiny on the outside. It's just vanished. That strange aircraft's hovering on top of me again. It's hovering and it's not an aircraft.
Immediately after Frederik says it's not an aircraft, a strange sound is heard roughly 17 seconds before the entire transmission cuts off. The sound is described as some kind of metallic scraping noise, but to this day, no one is sure what it could be. This metallic noise has apparently been recorded and was found. It apparently is still out there online somewhere. Actually, a YouTuber by the name Lily Harper was able to find the clip itself and share it to her channel. So obviously, full credit to this clip goes to Lily Harper. Here it is. This was the last transmission anyone ever heard from Frederik. He never reached King Island, and the full search and rescue team was sent out to look for him, with the belief being he crashed his plane somewhere in the water. Oddly enough, nothing was ever found of his plane. It seemed to disappear along with Frederik, with no confirmed parts turning up to this day. Some believe parts were found, but none were confirmed 100%. After this, Frederik Valentich was presumed dead, and the search was called off. Guys, this one was brand new to me. I was just hanging out one night, on YouTube, looking for some stuff to cover, and almost passed this one by, but I clicked on it, and I'm glad I did. Again, I had never heard of this case before. Some of my new Australian friends, I'm sure, will chime in and let me know what you guys think about it. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it. This one's wild, man. There are all kinds of things floating around out there. People speculating, people just coming up with their own theories. A few of those theories we're going to go over. One of those being suicide. Did he kill himself? It is known that Frederik was a big UFO into all these conspiracy theories or anything like that, because I just don't know. But he did believe in aliens and UFOs and stuff like that. You couple that along with his career not quite going the way he was wanting it to go. He had these infractions. He had been getting in a little bit of trouble. He had failed his test to be an airline pilot. He had failed it 5 times. Things weren't going great. I don't know if there's a limit on how many times you can take the test, but things weren't going good for him. So if you couple that with him being a UFO guy, did he want to go out with a bang? Did he plan this? Was he making this flight and then come up with this elaborate story of some craft following him and playing with him, knowing full well that there was nothing out there and that he was going to end his life and essentially go down in history as someone that was abducted by an alien? I don't know. I mean, it certainly could have happened, but from what I've heard, when you talk to his family, suicide wasn't an option here. He loved his life. He enjoyed being alive. Wanted to become a pilot. He was excited about it. And they say suicide just isn't something that he would entertain ever. But that's one theory. The next one is, was it a hoax? Did a hoax go terribly wrong? I mean, I don't know. Could be he made the entire thing up. There was nothing around him. Certainly, the air control people weren't able to pick anything up on their radars. So, was he just trying to come up with this elaborate hoax and then something went wrong and he crashed? I don't know. I mean, and that's possible. But where's the wreckage? That's something we got to keep going back to. I know the ocean is a huge place. I'm sure there are all kind of planes, and we know there's all kind of ships at the bottom of the ocean. I'm sure there's all kind of planes at the bottom of the ocean that just haven't been found. But this was 1978, coming up on 50 years ago. No wreckage at all was ever found, let alone a body. They know the path that he was going. They know where he was when he disappeared. So that gives you a broad search area. Shouldn't something have been found? You would think so. I mean, I would think so. You hear stuff like this with the Bermuda Triangle and places like that, maybe the Alaskan Triangle. I'm not as familiar with it. But the Bermuda Triangle, you get all kinds of stories of planes disappearing, ships disappearing that went into the area. Again, my friends in Australia, reach out. Let me know if this area that he was flying over the Vast Strait, I believe is what it was called, is it known for disappearances like this? Is it known for any just weird shit that's gone down? I don't know, man. This one was weird. Haven't done a whole lot of UFO stuff. That's one of the reasons I wanted to dive into this one. It's intriguing as hell, man. It really is. I mean, the man saw something, and from everyone that I've heard, and I've watched several videos on YouTube. I've read a couple of articles online about this guy. Everyone that talks about hearing the original transmission talked about how terrified this dude was. Now, he was scared. He saw something weird. It is odd that he was such a big UFO guy. I mean, did he go looking for a UFO and found a UFO? I don't know. It's possible, I guess. You guys know I talk a lot about portals. Did he fly into something like this? Fly into something like that it's fascinating to think about. Like, if portals exist, like these time lapses and things, people that fly into them, are they still in the air right now? Like, all these years have gone by and it's just like been a couple minutes to them. I don't know. It's so interesting. It's so fascinating. Unfortunately, the only way to find out for sure is to experience it. And I don't want to experience that. I mean, I like my family. I like my life. I don't want to disappear just so I could have a couple of answers. I don't know. This one is crazy. Short and sweet, but I did want to get a UFO disappearance in here. I know there are a lot of people that are interested in UAPs and aliens and abductions and all that stuff. And I'm interested in it too. To me, it seems like just such a vast subject. Like, there's so much to cover, so much to get into. These people that look into UFOs, that do UFO research, I don't understand how you do that. I mean, I know that there's a lot of people doing it. Like, I'm a Bigfoot guy. I go out in the woods looking for Bigfoot. I can concentrate on one area. I can physically get out and try to go into the areas where Bigfoot are. I can do that. I can't jump on a plane and fly up in the air, or a spaceship or a shuttle or something, and fly up there and look for UFOs. I mean, what do? You just stand out at night and look up in the sky and hope to see something? I don't know. MUFON people, I don't understand how it works. Clearly it does, because there's a lot of people out there that are interested in this subject. Not knocking it at all. I'm one of those people that's interested. I don't know how to go about looking into it. And that's a genuine question. If anyone out there can help me with that, I would love to hear it. Wayne at paranormalworldproductions.com. Guys, let me know what you think about this one. I had fun looking into it. I'm glad that I was able to look into a UFO, UAP, however you want to call it. I was glad that I've been able to look into it, and I'm going to do some more. You guys have any suggestions? Please send them in again to Wayne at paranormalworldproductions.com. And guys, let me know what you think about the missing persons stuff. Done several of them now, and Tiffany and I are both enjoying them very much. Send in your recommendations. We love hearing from you guys. All right, guys, please, whenever you get a chance, rate and review the show any and everywhere that you can. Please share it with your family and your friends if you are enjoying it. Yeah, until we talk to y'all again.